Yo, what is going on, guys? Just wanted to make a video off the dome because somebody asked me a question. They said, hey, I need help finding direction when all hope seems lost or forgotten. You failed at everything in life, and finding the courage to try again or try something new and get out of your comfort zone. And so when it comes to finding direction, what I want you guys to understand, don't think about it too far. You know, in our current modern society, the way we are programmed, the way we are taught is to think about retirement, think about when you're 60, 70, etc. You don't have to think about your life that far, right? It's no different than basically, let's say there's a 10-year-old and you give him $100 and you say, plan for retirement, open up a retirement account. What do you think a 10-year-old with $100 is going to do? They're going to be excited about the things that they could do in life with that $100, whether it's get a bicycle, get a game, whatever it is, to just do a 10-year-old thing. In life, sometimes it's okay to optimize for your age. You don't have to plan, you don't have to be an ant, right? And plan for this winter that's could come or could not come in the next 40, 50 years, right? When you're old and retired, whatever it is. When you're in your 20s, just optimize for being a 20-year-old. When you're in your 30s, just optimize for being a 30-year-old. There is a time and place to optimize towards retirement, but that is not in your 20s. That is not in your 30s. And I say that to say, whatever makes you happy, do more of that. Go in that direction. And you might be thinking, well, Yoon, I don't know what makes me happy. And you know why you don't know that? It's because you have not spent and invested enough time with yourself to understand what makes you happy. Sometimes we can be distracted so much in life, right? You wake up in the morning, you just prepare breakfast, get up, go to work, and you're at work for 8 hours a day doing work. You come home and you rest a little bit, watch Netflix, watch some type of program to just kind of be entertained. And then you do that for the rest of the day. Maybe you go out, get a drink or something, and then you go to sleep, and then you do the same thing the next day. Do you see how, like, it doesn't even give you time to think? You're not even giving yourself the opportunity to think deeply about what makes you happy and what makes you fulfilled in life. And when this goes on for a prolonged period of time, it builds up. When you are not truly doing the work that you want to do, when you're not truly happy, but you're just on autopilot for a prolonged period of time, I want you to understand, it stacks up. And eventually this bubble is going to pop and you're going to find yourself very, very unhappy, very, very depressed, because you don't even know who you are. I've had those situations. I went through an identity crisis a couple years back. Could not figure out who I am. Am I the YouTuber that a lot of people know? Am I the military guy, E5, Petty Officer 2nd Class, LS2 Kim? Am I the son that is always in love with their parents, the family? Am I the guy at church that's always religious? Who am I? I never invested time to sit down and ask myself questions to find that direction. And so ask yourself questions. If you don't know what direction you want to go in, ask yourself a question. What makes me happy? Well, I don't know what makes me happy. Cool. Invest time and think about it. What makes you smile? Oh, and guys, I want you to understand there is no right or wrong answer. I've had both ends of the spectrum. Right? In the beginning, like, I thought about like buying a Lambo and all that, Ferrari, and there's not a right or wrong answer. If materialistic things makes you happy, good, go towards that direction. Because I want you to understand, once you accomplish a level of materialistic success, your goals are going to change, and that's fine. And you should want that. Because you're just at a different age. You're at a different point in your life. And at that point, find the next thing. But for right now, ask yourself, what makes me happy? Is it going on different vacations with my family, having so much money we can do whatever we want, and seeing their faces makes me happy, makes me smile? Is that it? Or is it materialistic things, right? Buying a Lambo, Rolex, etc. And when you have that answer, ask yourself this: why is that important? Why is it important for me to be able to provide different experiences for my parents, for my family, for them to be happy? Why is that important? Well, because it makes me happy. Well, why does that make me happy? Well, because that's just what I've always known in my life to make me happy. I've had the name brand clothes. I've had a level of materialistic things and success. But truly what makes me happy is the time that I get to spend with my parents. Understanding that that's the relationship that I have with my parents is what love is. Understanding that memories is truly what makes me happy. And why is it important for me to create more memories? Why is it important for me to be able to buy them a house, have a goal to be able to help them retire? Why is that important? Why not just say screw them? Why not just live my own life? Why? And you go on this why journey. In the beginning, it's going to be super hard. It's going to be like, oh my gosh, I can't even think about the reasons. But that's actually how you find directions. You not understand. Before you know your direction, you have to figure out what you want to do, what direction you want to get to. This is the work of being able to find direction, being able to understand the destination you're trying to get to. This is the work that it takes. And so going to the second thing of how do I get out of my comfort zone? It's emotions. It's understanding this why. Because the more you're able to get clarity on the destinations that you're trying to get to, the more you need to be grounded and rooted in emotions. Because to get out of your comfort zone is not just fluffy saying. Most people don't understand what it actually means, what it actually looks like, what it actually feels like. To grow outside of your comfort zone is facing emotions. For example, let's say I want to freaking squat 200 pounds, right? But I can only squat 100 pounds. If I squat, let's say 100 pounds, and then I'm trying to squat 200 pounds, I want to be like, oh my God, that's impossible. I want to die. But, okay, maybe I will try freaking 150 pounds. Squat that. The next day, after I squat 150 pounds, I'm going to be sore. And I'm going to be like, oh my gosh, I don't feel like going to the gym. I don't feel like going to the gym. I don't feel like doing this work. But you already know what I'm getting at. That level of soreness is my muscles growing. That level of feeling that I have of not wanting to do this, not wanting to go to the gym, it's all normal. Just because I feel that doesn't mean that it's abnormal. It's all normal. It's part of human development. It's part of growth. It's part of getting outside of your comfort zone to be able to grow in real time. That's what it feels like to actually grow in real time in a physical sense. But in the emotional and mental sense, it looks like anger. It looks like frustration. It looks like sadness. It looks like depression. To be able to face these emotions and say, I am so freaking upset at myself that I failed at X, Y, and Z business. I failed at this relationship. This doesn't work out. My job, I got fired. I feel like a failure. And I want you to understand, you have to accept it. You have to confront it. You cannot suppress it. You have to say, yes, I have failed at this relationship that I had with this significant other person. But here is how I grew from it. Here are the lessons that I've learned from it. That's how you face it. That's how you overcome it. That's how you grow from it. Because if you don't do that work, you are bound to repeat the same mistake over and over and over because you have not learned the lesson that you need to learn. So how do you get out of your comfort zone and grow? It's being able to face emotions. It's not a comfortable thing to do. And when it comes to having tried multiple different things, failing, whatever, there's a key difference. Some people will say, I am a failure, right? I did not succeed in this. If that's what you tell yourself, if that's how you end it, that will always be true. If you say, I am a failure, you will always be a failure. You understand? But here's the thing. It's just an experience. You have experienced a moment of failure in whatever activity that you have pursued. It's no different than a roller coaster. Sometimes you go high, sometimes you go low, sometimes you just go sideways. It's just an experience. You cannot attach your identity as a human being to that experience. This is where a lot of people get it messed up. When you associate your identity to an experience, that will always be true if that's what you believe. But as long as you understand, like, this is just an experience that I'm going through, and I am not having a pleasant experience. If I'm not having a pleasant experience, it's because I have not learned the lessons. I have not become the person that I need to be, where these are no longer a problem in my life. That is the work that you need to do. That's how you can find direction. That's how you can grow outside your comfort zone. That's how you can prevent failures from happening, just learning from them, being able to extract the lessons. And if you're not able to extract it, find somebody that is able to help you understand how to extract those lessons, to be able to point you in the right direction, to say, hey, this is the direction that you need to go. And so I hope this video gave you or anybody else that's watching some guidance as to what you may potentially need to do to find direction, grow out of your comfort zone, as well as not limit yourself, not label yourself incorrectly, and see your life from the right lens, right perspective of just, this is just an experience. And if you can experience negative things, you can also experience positive things. But sometimes you just need to learn the lesson from the negatives to be able to get to the positives. Before you find direction, you have to go through a period of finding directions. Before you grow outside your comfort zone, you have to do the work of growing outside your comfort zone. Before you succeed, you have to understand what failure looks like so you can understand what success looks like and feels like. So, hope that helps. Peace.